Slap it on.
We begin tonight's show with a sad announcement. We wish to announce the passing of model making Chicken, who died peacefully in her sleep on Saturday afternoon after having her tea. We'll now resume your normal programme. Yeah. Oh,
How was that KFC then, Ted?
it's all right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Hi, everybody. Yeah, we're dedicating this program tonight to model making Chicken, who sadly passed away on Saturday. So yeah.
I haven't got a hat to take off, and
Yeah. I
sorry.
have got a black armband on, but you just can't see it because I've got a t-shirt. But
In other news, Ted did discover that the only way to guarantee you get a couple of good drumsticks from KFC was to take your own chicken.
yeah, you take your chicken in, still got the feathers on.
They'll do you half price.
About your bargain bucket. Yeah.
It's sort of the opposite of takeaway, isn't it? It's a
It's like you don't need
It's
to
a
take
bring
away,
along.
not bring it in.
It's more like a chop shop.
But never mind. On a more upbeat note, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Whether the computer lasts the night, we've got to find out because I've only just plugged it in after fixing it back from the repairman. And
Ted, all the things you're saying now, you need to stop because you don't want to tempt fate.
yes,
Yeah. I did leave him as he was pulling the shutters down on his shop and running away. So
Yeah.
I'm put closed for the duration on his
I
shop.
think the thing is, this week, Ted, I think we know that when we do what's in your belly and what's on your bench, everyone's going to say chicken.
It's very, very emotional in this house. Yeah, we happened to be out at Skipton with some friends for the weekend, and I got a phone. The phone, my phone went, and the wife picked it up and answered it, and I got it's a son. It's for you. It spoke to the wife and said he's. Can I speak to Dad? Hello, son. Yeah, yeah. Is Mum? You're not on speakerphone, are you? No. Why? Oh, okay, son. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks.
Get the slow cooker on.
Yeah. Mum can't hear this, can she? No. Why? What's happened? Oh, all right then. All right. Bye. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Your chicken's dead.
You know that chicken you used to have?
Oh, you're such a diplomat, Ted. You're such a diplomat.
Well, yeah. How do you break it to somebody that chicken's died? Do you know that stew we were having at the weekend? You know.
Yeah. Do
You remember how you-
takeaway tonight?
No, you could say we might need to pay for our eggs from now on.
Yeah. Can you, on the way home, can we get half a dozen eggs?
Yeah.
I've got to take that DVD of Chicken Run back I got in for Christmas now.
So anybody wants to buy a chicken coop? We've got one going. But never mind.
Is it going cheap?
I was kind of
Uh,
hoping nobody would stoop that low, but then I forgot. Oh, who are we all?
So there'd be no more. I can. We still got her. I can go and get her if you want.
Yeah.
It has been a bit cold outside, so yeah. It's doing good.
All I can hear from downstairs is Mama Fox complaining and groaning every time we do a bad thing, say a bad joke, or she's like, "Oh."
He's got the chicken glued to a bit of wood, and he's like, "Look at this 3D photograph of the chicken I've done."
We're entering next year's Telford. Yeah, stuffed chicken. Yeah, could do a bit of taxidermy. We could have chicken. What are you making? Chicken past.
You could sew him onto the lapel of your jacket so he can sit on the shoulder as you're walking around.
And does Ericsson suggest feathers for a new pillow?
Yeah, go down the taxidermy, mate, and get them stuffed and have him where your cup is, mate. Perfect.
Yeah. Somebody did suggest, have you had it stuffed? Well, but I'm a chef. He said I meant Paxo.
Skullfish says by Sunday there was soup.
Ooh.
Yeah, bless her.
Yeah. So moving on. Welcome. Yeah, I'm back anyway. So we'll go on with the usual sort of stuff. Bench and belly. Foxx. Yeah, that's a thing. Foxx. Have you done your terms and conditions?
Oh yes, hello, welcome. This is your show. Serious mode. This is your show, as always. We are here just to hang out and have a good jolly old chat about. I was going to say about model making then, but that'd be a stupid thing to say. It's not impossible. Yeah, but we're here for you guys. This is really your show. If you're watching this and you can see the chat there, there's a chat window here. Ooh. You want to join in that chat because they're all awesome people in there. If you can see the stream with your eyes, but you can't see where to do the typey, you need to be on the YouTube page. So if you're watching this embedded in the eModels website or on Facebook or somewhere else that's been embedded, click the YouTube icon that's down here somewhere under us lot. Down there, the little YouTube icon. Click on that. It'll take you to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat. If you're on a mobile device like a tablet, you might need to scroll up. I'm like one of the air hostesses, aren't I? Masks will come down from the ceiling. Yeah, if you're on a mobile device, you might want to scroll down because the chat might be under the pictures.
Don't point down there, Foxx. Don't.
That's why I'm pointing that way.
That's better.
Might be down here somewhere.
That was the thing. Last week, when you had gone through all these terms and conditions and were pointing up here and up there, I could see it all because it was on my phone. I could see you pointing. Yeah.
Cool.
And I saw the magic backwards Foxx type thing as well. I saw that all working.
Like a Russian pencil, like a Russian space pen.
I even saw when you press that button.
Oh, yeah. When I pressed a button. I deny any buttons. But don't forget, of course, if you are in the chat, we depend on you to give us stuff to talk about. No, we don't. We just talk about food all night. But yes, we do depend on you to give us stuff to talk about. So if you want to ask us a question, please do put your question in chat in big fat capital letters. We are quite bold. It is quite. Say again. What?
Or bold.
Bold, yeah, or as Ted would say, bold, yes. It is quite a busy job trying to be pretty on the telly here, so we might miss some comments. So if we do miss your comment, just give it a few minutes and put it again in capital letters. If you want to, you can use the super chat button, which is the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That puts your comment in a big coloured box. We can't possibly miss it. Or you can, of course, send an email up there to ted@emodels. It's just there. ted@emodels.co.uk. We can't guarantee we'll be able to read it on air because most of us have got 18 things open on our iPads and it's just a real nightmare. It's a hellscape trying to navigate all this, but we'll do our best. And that's all I can think of. Bye.
Condolences to Cynical Steve, by the way, who had a bereavement in his family, mate. Sorry to hear that, pal, and catch up with you when you're ready to come back in the chat.
Yeah, take care, buddy. Take care, matey.
Just dip in and out for the evening. We'll cheer you up, Steve.
Yeah. We
will. Well, it's nice that you popped in and said hello.
Yeah,
and let us know what's going on.
You, mate. So yeah.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, buddy.
I see just below him is a stranger we haven't seen for a while. Chris Belchin's back as well. Welcome back.
Yeah, he says, "Hi guys, a long time no see. Good to be back on to Mad Monday. Good to see you, Ted, Foxx, Little 144, Chris, and who's the Inzaloba? Welcome, Inzaloba.
It's somebody. Yeah, Chris. It's somebody we invited just for 1 week, and we can't get rid of him.
Remember that kind of uncle that turns up at your party and you can't get rid of him for like
Yeah.
weeks?
Well, the thing is, I was looking for somewhere to have a kip and curled up outside the door frame, and then I'm on here. So
Yeah, it's why you never have an empty dried out swimming pool at the back because he'll tease him. He just thinks it's a giant bath and falls asleep.
yeah, they'll let anyone in now.
I know.
Well, you were leaning up against the door, and Fox opened the door, and you just sort of fell in.
Yeah,
Was he leaning on the lamppost on the corner of the street?
yeah.
Yeah, and we might as well go over to. I forgot his name. Wasn't it Colin?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, are we going for our Festa Factoid? Are we?
We're going for a Festa Factoid.
Oh,
Before you do, Colin, mate, let me do a quick refresh because quality's dropping a bit. 1 second.
I'm not
Hold that thought.
It's ugly, mate.
Hold that thought. You're actually all right for once. Hold that thought. There we go.
When you say the quality was dropping, that doesn't really.
That's not. Yeah.
Can I let go of it now?
You can now.
Yeah, when we talk about Colin and quality dropping in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, this is another Southerner thing, Chris, isn't it? It's
they do. They pick on us.
Fox was outnumbered last week 2-1, so he was on his bestest behaviour.
Yeah.
It's not Northern Friend back now. So it's gonna be a bit-
I have to say, as most people pointed out last week, none of us were on our best behaviour last week.
No,
Yes, I was taking notes as well, and I'll be speaking to each one of you individually at the end of the show.
Well, I was saying it's like you've got 3 kids on the back seat of the car, and as soon as Dad gets out to go for a wee in the service station, it's just fighting on the back seat, and there's like a tooth in the
Chinese
window.
birds and throwing rubbers. Well, that sounded wrong, didn't it?
Yeah, somebody doing spitball bits of paper, and there's cuts and bruises.
You come back to the car, and there's always one of them crying. Now, why is he crying?
Yeah.
Now you
Took his
mention
hat
it,
off.
I had a dead arm for about a week. So
Anyway, yeah, Festa's Factoid of the Week.
Factoid of the week.
This very day in 1982, Dr. William C. de Vries, I think that's the name of the bloke, replaced the diseased heart of Barney Clark with the Jarvik 7 artificial heart. It was the first of a series of 5 implants of that artificial heart during the next 3 years. The first patient survived for 112 days.
And then exploded.
The longest lasted for 620 days.
the same heart.
Yeah, that's the.
And people kept dying.
Yeah, different ones, mate.
Oh, I thought it was the same one. They keep taking it out and putting it in someone else.
Yeah,
and,
it's
they keep dying. I don't know what.
it's like you do. When you do it with your batteries in it.
Still a thing, is it? The artificial heart. I don't know whether it's still a thing. I think there were so many issues with them, but. So yeah, that is the factoid of the week.
Cool.
It's a shame we don't do this on a Friday, really, because it could be Festa's Friday Factoid.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did have a selection of Go Faster backgrounds and that, but my computer's so antiquated that when I tried them out, everything died. So it was like,
Yeah, when he tried them out, Ted's computer died.
It sucked all the life out of the internet.
yeah. So if anyone would like to donate a motherboard to Festa,
Yeah, I've got it. It's doing the rounds.
Ted's got the one I was going to buy.
Yeah, it's doing the rounds. That was the thing. I heard it on the radio today. There was a couple of factoids about the internet and things. Like nobody says www dot anymore.
No.
And nobody says cyberspace.
Oh God, nobody's ever said cyberspace apart from old people.
Yeah, because it
Internet is still used now and then, isn't it?
Only old people that don't know about the internet say cyberspace.
Wasn't today supposed to be Cyber Day, Cyber Shopping Day?
Yeah.
Cyber Monday, mate.
Biggest online shopping day of the year, apparently.
Yeah, so you can eModels and do some cyber shopping.
Well, you got till midnight, didn't you?
Well, that was Black Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's been, is it? Like Telford.
Yeah.
On that note, if anybody in chat did buy anything from eModels on Black Friday, tell us what you bought. I didn't buy anything. I spent all mine when I went to Skipton. Bought loads of stuff.
What happens in Skipton, Ted?
I'm sorry. What happens in Skipton stays in Skipton.
Yeah, you don't talk about Skipton, mate.
You weren't there, man.
First rule of Skipton: don't talk about
That's
Skipton.
good.
Second rule of Skipton: just drive straight through.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep going. There's a road right through the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Christmas market. Yeah, it was all right. It was busy. It was full. Yeah, lots of mulled wine and bratwurst sausages.
If you can remember anything about it, it wasn't that good of a Christmas market.
Yeah. What's bratwurst sausages got to do with Christmas markets?
German markets, Christmas markets are always German markets. You get the mulled wine and the bratwurst and the gingerbread, good stuff.
Yeah. You can tell it's Christmas because yesterday they started playing Christmas music on the radio.
Yeah, but it's not Christmas until Noddy Holder says so, mate.
Mm.
I went into a store the other day. It shall remain nameless. But I went into a shop, and they had Christmas music playing. But it's all the cheesy Christmas songs, sleigh bells ringing, all that kind of stuff. But they're obviously they just bought some compilation for shops, and it was the worst, most lifeless singer ever.
Yeah,
I can't demonstrate it because of copyright, but imagine just reading the lyrics to sleigh bells ring.
Yeah.
Are you listening? It was it's terrible.
Worked in retail. Some of the generic tunes is all to do with it's all to do with the royalties in it and all of that.
Yeah,
so they get a no-name singer who sounds like two skinheads kicking an accordion, and they give them stuff to sing.
It was I just wanted to get in by my thing. I was like, I'm just leaving quick.
It's Grandad's lounge singing, isn't it?
It was literally just talking almost. It was like, wow, really?
I think I might know the compilation you mean then.
So there was lots of joviality and Christmas presents buying and things like that. But I mostly bought myself because we bought all the Christmas presents. So yeah, it's a good weekend out. What else? Where are we up to? Chris, who's in tonight, by the way?
Oh yeah, I can have a look at that. Oh, it's been it's late. There's going to be hundreds of people in there now.
The longer you leave it.
We should wait to the end of the show before we pass it over to Chris. And who's in now?
It forgets some of the chat, so it's okay. The first person I have in the chat is Colin, in fact.
Excuse me.
He better not be there now, but he was there then.
We know when he's typing because his hat is visible. His hat goes
that
down.
was just before you started picking on me, Chris, wasn't it?
No, I don't. I got in trouble in the chat. I don't know why yet, but anyway.
You're a bully.
I'm not. Lovely. Stu Potts in as his dad and me. Eric Graham, Edward Leonard. Scroll through. Gemma is in there. Paul Horner. They're all the same people. Quano Man. Sprue Glue. Sprue and Glue. It's different people. Quano Man, Lord Barkley is here. I saw another name there, but I can't see it now. Oh well. Michael Jackman, Equal Pete. Sprue and Glue still. 100% Bob. AJ.
This is where Chris curses when a big long conversation between two people goes on.
Yeah, because it's
scrolling.
Same. Mark,
Scrolling.
Philip Prime, Michael Jackman. There we go. New people in all at once. John Reeves, Jamie Bone.
Skullfish.
Yes, Skullfish was here. Sergeant Bones. I don't know if I said him already. I can't remember. Natalie Williamson is here. Skipper Ted was in the chat as his model making guru. Yay. And Anders Ericsson.
I find out where you're at now.
Glenn G. Swigging Pig. Eric Graham.
Can you make the singing a little bit more seasonal, please?
Yeah. It's like watching the librarian work out the Dewey Decimal System on the new batch of books that's coming.
We have Felice, Ken Starrick, Red Lena 8, Stephen Hill Harris, Matty's Metal Detecting South Wales.
We don't know who he is, what he's called, where he comes from, or what he does for a living, but we love him anyway.
Mark Scopes, Andrew Preston, Spiddy Q8, Donald McKenzie, Gaz Vickers, Pete Rogers. Do I get extra points if I mention them twice or something? Or is there a penalty?
But we do like this. We do like this segment more and more each week because the list gets longer and longer, and we just get to sit around for 5 minutes.
Mark Scopes. I think I already said Mark Scopes. Clarky says, "Good evening, all. Going to be a lurker tonight whilst putting up the Christmas tree. I don't want to know where you're putting the Christmas tree up."
Who's got the Christmas tree up? It's not Christmas yet.
It's
We have-
December. You're allowed to in December. It's okay.
I can honestly say we always have the Christmas tree up because, as I've said this before, we put our Christmas tree up in 2007. We never took it down.
Yeah, but have
We
you turned the lights on yet?
Mama Fox has indeed turned the lights on yesterday or
No,
the day
that
before.
counts.
I stood there for 20 minutes looking at it before I realised, oh, the lights are on.
Why were you looking at it for 20 minutes then?
Because I was talking to Mama Fox and the tree was there, and I'm like, blah, blah. I'm like, she went, you haven't noticed, have you? I said, what? Oh, it's there.
Even though she kept pointing and nodding to the tree.
Christmas time.
It was literally that far from my face.
Colin
I'd be
Gant,
a-
Osric
I'd be a
9000. I
rubbish
think I said
buddy for
Osric
this.
already. Shadowland scale models. Timber.
Timber.
I think that's Jamie Bones down there as well. Yeah.
Hi,
there we
Jamie.
Yeah.
I've been getting in trouble for having a haircut, and Ted's been getting in trouble for not having a haircut.
Yeah, but,
I think you're both showing off because you can get a haircut.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. It's yeah. Some of you have just got to rearrange what you've got, but others can have it cut.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This might be why I'm feeling cold tonight. I don't know. I've not thought it
Yeah.
through.
Well, you need a hat.
I need a hat.
I think you and Ted both need to let your hair grow out so we can see what kind of hair you get when it grows. Like, do you get an afro? Do you get a 1950s engineer curly whirly high tower? What do you get?
Stream, that was about as good as my hair gets. So
No, I get constant bedhead if if I let my hair grow. The wife says you need your hair cut because it goes into constant bedhead. It's sort of stuck up.
That's cool. That's
That's
modern and chic.
Yeah, that was what everything was in. Gemma says that it was nothing to do with her. If she had the clippers, I'd have lost the beard and
Oh,
both his
no.
ears, says Through Glue.
Do we all need to just get like Bob Ross afros? Is that what everybody's saying, basically?
No, I think the decision is that me and Ted need hats, and then it doesn't matter what we do with our hair.
Thing is, it is a question, right? If like look at Bob Ross's hair, that big afro. When you wake up in the morning, is it like all like straight there and then off to one side because he's laid on his side and he's in bed? Is it like that?
Now,
Like a giant capital P.
I think he sleeps standing up.
I would have bought him a Velcro headboard.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the fashion when people were having these big afros that they had like hairnets to wear in bed? That wasn't that a thing? And not
be.
that I ever had
Dunno.
an afro.
I can show everybody what Ted looks like if he grows his hair because I can just move my microphone over here. I need to get another one so I can cut a little moustache
Yeah, put your glasses just underneath it.
and get a little moustache
Oh,
stuck on the
dear.
front.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, dear.
Yeah, but going away, you have to get your hair cut. If you're going on holidays, when we're going for one night, you've got to get your hair cut.
Oh, hang on, that means it's
not
bath
shaved.
night.
People are saying I've got a nice Picard cut, but it's not bald. There's definitely hair there.
I just use a sanding stick to cut my hair. That's good.
Some to me a polish compound.
And get
Does
a
that mean
fucking-
Ted that it was both haircut day and bath night on the same day? That's torture.
Yeah, we had to bring bath night a week forward.
Oh, that's torture. That is.
Which
That's
one
almost.
do you do first, though?
Hmm?
Which one do you do first? Because if you
Haircut first.
bath night and get the hair nice and clean, then it's easier to cut. But if you have the haircut and then the bath, you can get rid of all those little bits of hair.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then
no, you see, I go to the Turkish barbers, and it's pretty good. If you've never been to the Turkish barber, it's an experience.
Oh, you
I've
get
been. It's quite cool.
Yeah, because you go in there and they give you the full works. In fact, I thought I'd treat myself, so I had a haircut, a shave, hot towel, a full body assault, and things like that. So,
Did they give you a cup of sweet tea?
yeah, a cup of sweet tea, all the aftershaves and everything else on. And whilst I had the hot towel on, it was a head and shoulder and arms massage and things like that. I came out feeling as though I'd been assaulted.
I went to mine the first time and he says, "Do you want a cup of sweet tea?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I'll have that." He said, "How many sugars?" And I went, "Well, none. If it's proper Turkish sweet tea." And he went, "But you're a white guy, don't you want sugar?" I said, "No, just give me exactly how it should. Got the little cup with the glass cup with the metal handle. Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious."
Brilliant. Yeah.
My camera's in the wrong place. I do apologise.
I thought it looked about right. What?
Yeah, I had my
Yeah.
head waxed once. That was an experience and a half. That was.
Well, was that the black wax type stuff?
Yeah. Mark Scopes is asking you whether you had the BSC wax when you went. Now that's an image that's burnt on my retina. that I really
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
do.
yeah. I know it's after 9 o'clock, but we won't go there.
No,
So Colin, when you had your head waxed, have you ever been back to the bowling alley since?
no.
Mm.
It was all right until they got to that, that really tender bit of skin where your neck joins the back of your head.
The nape.
Mate, honestly, I did proper sort of hoo-hoo noises. I sounded like John Inman, mate.
No, leave it. It will be fine. It will be fine. Leave it there.
Yeah.
I have to admit, once I was kind of cornered into having my back waxed once. Oh, I was. There was blood. There was pain. There was agony, and I was screaming like a schoolgirl. So.
Yeah, it's when it grows back, you're like a cat on a scratching pole.
Oh God, yeah. My girlfriend at the time was like, "You're gonna get it done again." I'm like, "No, never, never." You get fuzz, and that's what you get. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just have a look in chat where people are saying what they bought from eModels at.
Oh yes, we did ask that about half an hour ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we seem to have had a good spend up there.
One or two people are saying that they've been to Skipton. Stu Potts says Skipton and York too. Darren bought in Skipton.
I don't know if I'm near the start of that, but
I've just dipped in.
Dived in.
Apologies if you have mentioned anything earlier, but I've just dipped into chat because there's masses in it to go through. It's really moving tonight.
Anders says, I assume this is from Black Friday. He says he got me a 132nd Tamiya Spitfire and a 148 Kettencraft Rad. That's the little motorbike thing with tracks. With airplane starter also from Tamiya.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Bone got the 124 Series 3 Land Rover, an Aircraft 172nd Buccaneer, and a
That is, of course,
35th Bison 6-ton truck. Good.
That is, of course, the best Land Rover.
Well, that's a big shopping basket, that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mate.
Apparently, I'm still getting told off for not letting Gemma cut my hair because apparently I need my ears or he'd try ignoring me more, says Gemma. No, well, the problem is that you always wait till I've gone out of the room before you ask me, can I...
That's a woman thing, mate.
Yeah. Check years of practice. They practice doing that.
Does it all the time, mate.
Osric 9000, I'm just going to handbrake turn away from that particular conversation. Osric 9000 says, I have bought nothing on Black Friday. I have willpower. I'm thinking lies. I'm thinking lies here.
Yeah.
We want proof. We want
everything on Saturday.
Yeah, we want pictures of nothing or it didn't happen.
Chris Bolchin says, I can't watch this lunacy without saying, hi, Fox's mum.
Hi, Fox's mum. Paul Di Tommaso says he wanted to buy some plastic magic cement from eModels on Friday, but apparently can't ship to Canada. Yes, solvents and rattle cans they can't send outside the UK just because it's illegal, unfortunately. So strong solvents like that, yeah, you are going to be a bit out of luck, unfortunately. You just have to move to England.
Yeah.
Or eModels open a branch in Canada. That'd be brilliant.
You can pay for one of us to fetch it over. Well, come on, just send a ticket. We'll bring a box of it over for you.
Yeah. Pete, mate, what you need to do is open a store in Canada, and I'll go.
Yeah.
You pay for me to go and live in Canada, and I won't work in the store. I'll just hang out, But...
Michael Jackerman saying he's going to reveal his eModels Black Friday purchase next week as it's his next project. Look forward to that, mate. I'll keep an eye open for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like there's a party going on in the room next door here, but
I keep hearing a Hoover or a 3D printer or something. Is somebody 3D printing somewhere?
Not guilty, mate. I have nothing running.
No, I don't have anything as...
might be Ted's new computer.
It might be, yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it's probably an extra loud fan that he's putting.
Every so often it sounds like it's taking off.
Yeah, it is hovering 2 inches off the floor now, but...
Sprue and Glue says, why has Fox got a mini Chris on his desk? I've got my little puffins.
My nose doesn't look a thing like that.
Nah.
Oh.
You little puffins. Also, note the very important bit of scenery up there. Very important bit of scenery. Paul, notice that, Paul. What's people been getting? Paul Horner had, unfortunately, he says, I promised myself the Tamiya 135th Challenger 2, but by 7 a.m. on the Friday, it was no longer in stock. Oh, you got beaten to it. Yeah.
Phil
If
Lewis,
you
oh, sorry, carry on.
no, go on. I was going to say if you still want to pick one up, just give the guys a shout at eModels. They'll probably get one back in very
Yeah.
quickly. They are the UK's largest Tamiya stockist, so if they're out of stock, it's going to be like for a few days.
Yeah, I know there's usually HGV turns up sort of on a weekly basis full of Tamiya stuff. So.
And the best bit is it's got like a big shipping container. They just go chunk delivered. Bye. They just put the shipping container outside. So
Sprue and glue, unfortunately, was skint on Black Friday week. I know, mate, but you can always start saving now for next year.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Phil Lewis says I bought a Sped 13 and an Albatross DV. I don't know.
Albatross.
Is it DV or is that also Roman numerals? I don't know what that'd be.
Don't know.
That'd be a silly high number, wouldn't it?
Shadowland Scale Model says, what was eModels' #1 bestseller this week? We don't actually know because the guys have been so busy, it takes them like a week to catch up.
Yes.
So we haven't been in touch with them yet, and we dare not sort of, hello, how are you doing? We just get shouted at down the phone. I'm too busy, come back tomorrow.
It is important to remember, by the way, we don't actually work for eModels. We're not on the employee in the books. We're just idiots that we hang out and do these hangouts for them. So we don't actually have the ins and outs of stock and stuff like that, but we can ask them. Do keep in mind as well, if you have emailed them over the weekend, I meant to say this at the start, because it was Black Friday and it's Cyber Monday and all the other nonsense, they were closed on Friday just to cope with it. They get absolutely hammered on Black Friday, so they probably might even still be there working late today. So if you have emailed them with a question or a query or something over the weekend and you haven't heard back, obviously apologies, they're just having to work through it. They'll have had 1 million emails and 1 billion orders, so they will get to you, don't worry. They'll get to you ASAP. So if you're waiting for a reply, don't panic if you've not heard back from them.
I'm trying to remember one day that we turned up. Was it just
Monday?
Was it the Monday following the Black Friday or something like that?
No, we turned up on a Monday after a Friday bank holiday.
Ah, right, that was it. Yeah, they were just snowed under, and that was just a normal bank holiday.
Yeah. We learned never to turn up the first day back after a bank holiday because we didn't even we had to make our own brews and everything.
Yeah, you had to make our own coffee and things.
Yep.
I mean,
they were like, "Hi, bye."
The place I used to work for, it took you a good week to recover from the Black Friday mayhem. It was carnage.
Oh yeah. Phil Lewis says they were both Edward 1/48 scale. The Spad is like the mono wing, not a biplane, is it? It's a mono wing vintage, early plane, like a biplane, but without the top wing. I think it's like you know what I mean. And he says it's the Albatross D5, as in D. The V is the Roman numeral.
Yeah.
Anders says James was working very hard on Friday and replied to my email very quick. Helped me out really quick.
Yeah, he's a good old boy, he is, James, I must admit.
AJ says he's waiting for delivery for what he bought on Black Friday, which was a 1/350th Enterprise refit. Yes, 1701A, the best of the Enterprises. And he says, now I've got to learn to Aztec paint. Have a look online and find a vinyl masking kit. They'll save you a lot of hassle.
There is an Aztec decal set as well, isn't there?
Yes. There are a few out there on the interwebs, mostly from the US, but have a look. Do keep in mind, though, if you're using vinyl Aztec sets, it's very important that between paint layers you seal the paint with a very good sealant of some sort, because the vinyl, and they'll probably be all right, but they can sometimes pull paint up depending on the paint you've used. Yeah. So if you're doing Aztecing like that, just seal each layer of paint. And also recommended, see if you can, I don't know the brand, but see if you can get hold of a pearlescent white, because the Studio Enterprise A was mostly different whites and a pearlescent shade over the top. So when you see the light shining on it, it's, if I remember rightly, they had like the same shade of white for two panels, but one had a pearlescent finish. So when the light shines on it, it just looks different when it catches the light, but it was actually the same colour, I think.
Did you notice that we lost Ted while you were talking about Star Trek?
We did. Yeah. We did. I think he realised that
Star Trek will go away, and he's come back because it's finished.
I've been corrected by Jamie Bone. He says the Spad was the biplane, the Eindecker was the monoplane. Yes, as I was saying, I'm thinking, was it a biplane? Yes, thank you, Jamie.
But yeah, them decals are good, because I had a set sent over from the US for the space shuttle to get all the tiles, the right shades and all of that. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing a Grail shuttle build or something, then they're worth doing. Same with the Enterprise. Depends on what you're doing with it.
I mean, you can manually mask off the Aztec pattern, but it's a repeating pattern, which makes it absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I did try once to manually mask off the USS Reliant to paint the Aztec pattern on that. It went in the bin after about 3 months of me trying to Aztec that, so I gave up in the end.
Mind you, I did thoroughly enjoy masking off the Berlin camo on the tank. I did remember the one that Tony built, the Chieftain.
Yeah, that's not as complex. Is somebody falling down the stairs there, Ted? We can't hear you, Ted. Oh,
Hello.
hello. Was somebody falling down the stairs then?
It's like Euston Station here.
Bless it.
Yeah, so basic thing is just have a look here, have a look online for Aztec decal. Look, you can get decal sets, but they're usually fairly nonsense. Get some Aztec mask sets. They'll save you a lot of hassle. Don't try and do it manually. You will end up just so desperate you'll just eat your own face out of depression and
Didn't you
sadness.
have a similar thing for your Eagle, or did they come with it?
Mine was the special edition Eagle, so it had the extra cartograph decals with lots of coloured squares and stuff.
The panel, didn't
Yeah. So I didn't have to do any of that.
I think one of our group that did have experience of them decals was TK, wasn't it? Didn't he do some on one of his models?
I think he tried the actual water slide Aztec panel for the Enterprise. Somebody did that I know of. You can get just water slide decals that cover the whole thing.
Yeah.
But on the Enterprise A, they're just very slight different shades of whites, so they usually don't look that great either because you've got to get them over all the bits and bobs. It's better painted. I have seen people just paint it all white and then mask off the bits that are going to be flat white and just spray a pearlescent gloss coat or or even just a satin sheen over some and a gloss over the other, so it's just a different finish but the same colour, and that can work quite well.
Yeah, so let us know how it goes anyway.
Yes, you've got quite a job ahead of you.
But I can see it being a very difficult subject to photograph.
Oh yeah.
Right. Have we done belly and bench yet? We haven't, have we?
No, you mentioned it, and I think I saw one. Osric says, anyway, bench, 1700 Kaga helicopter carrier, belly, sausage and chips.
Oh, sausage, chippy sausage and chips or homemade sausage and chips? And therefore, is it a battered sausage?
I stopped off at the chippy on the way home tonight and got saveloy and chips.
Saveloy.
Saveloy. Isn't that just posh sausage and chips?
No, it's
Saveloy
better than sausage.
It's a nonsense southern sausage that's not as big and fat as a proper chip sausage. Because like all southern things, it's not quite as good as the northern equivalent.
If it ain't got batter on it, it's not good enough. That's my motto.
But do I have to refer you to Quano Man earlier on said something about he looked on a map and he's more northern than you are, Foxx.
Yeah,
he might have to start calling you southern.
By about 3 miles. By about 3 miles.
Yeah, but I'm more northern because the snow reaches us before it gets to you southerns.
Yeah, Ted out northerns all of us. The only person that's more north than Ted is Spid and Scott. That's Scott's in Orkney.
Yeah, Scott usually phones me up and tells me it's snowing, Ted. It'll be down in a minute.
Yeah.
Give it 10 minutes.
The next northern place from Scott is the pole itself, isn't it?
Yeah, polar bears.
Yeah. Paul Horner, going back to Black Friday, says, settle for a Chieftain Mark V, £25 a gun, quad, and a light utility car arrived this morning. And when we were talking about the guys in the store being bombed out, Anders says, James was working really hard on Friday and replied to my email very quickly. Helped me out really, really quick.
I know, because I read that one out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord.
Once again, there's an echo in here.
Oh, I didn't. Maybe my thing keeps going.
You're just not paying attention. It's fine. It's fine. I understand.
It's not.
What's fine? What's fine? I wasn't paying attention. What?
Donald McKenzie says sausage supper. 1/350 scale Millennium Falcon on the bench.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Ickle Pete, honey glazed pork and mash. And on the bench, a Bandai Death Star 2.
Jamie Bone asks me, says, Foxx, have you seen the new 135th Hasegawa Yamaha Combine on the eModels store? I could Warhammer it up. I assume that's a Combine Harvester, in which case, yeah, you can have some fun with that.
Oh, it's a Combine Harvester.
I got a brand new Combine Harvester, and I'll give you the key.
I got a brand new Combine Harvester, and I'll give you the key.
Simon Payne is saying, Belly, this may sound bad considering but he's had homemade chicken soup, getting over the flu, and he's got the 124th Mozzie still on the bench.
Philip Prime, here's the thing for that Enterprise. Philip Prime said, I made my own pearlescent paint by using Tamiya clear and pearl powders over a white base coat.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Osric 9000 says from the freezer, but I don't know what about.
No, Natalie Williamson says belly, garlic, Kievs, chips, and sweet corn.
Oh, yeah.
Bench been working on my Warhammer Chimera this weekend.
Yes, I've got one just up there. Just up there.
Yeah, we can't see it.
You can't see it. What was I going to say?
Shadowland Scale Model says Spa cheese and cheddar crisps.
Oh, yeah. For my dinner, I had Spa something Korean and something else Korean. They were like two like red curry and something with noodles, but they were a big pot, but there was not much in it, so I had to get both of them and mix them together. And then I put loads of peppers and mushrooms in.
Gaz Vickers has got in the belly meat feast pizza, and on the bench a plague burst crawler.
Oh yeah. Ickle Pete says belly, honey glazed pork and mash, bench, Bandai Death Star. Did we do that one?
I done that one, mate.
Oh man.
When you do have one, it's all right, Simon. But he says belly. It may sound bad, but he had homemade chicken soup.
Right, we've done that one.
Have we done that one?
No, you just taking the mickey now, aren't you?
Sorry. Have I not? Just give me a minute, and I'll drag the bar over to it.
You have thought it must be a northern thing, eh, Chris? It's the
Yeah, I think that must be it. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, don't forget, of course, Donald Mackenzie had a sausage supper and a belly's on the bench. It's a 1/350 scale Millennium Falcon.
Hey, Beyond Hope says, hey, Fox, Chris is supposed to be the one who misses everything in chat. Hey!
Hey! It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Michael Jackerman, belly, beef burger and chips, and the bench is vacant. That's because you've got your new build coming up, isn't it?
Who said that?
Yeah, he's finished he's finished his mosquito, hasn't he? Well,
Oh, yeah.
He's got his Black Friday purchase to do.
Now, I know somebody, I haven't double checked, but I know somebody sent us some pictures of something finished in the eModels email. We haven't sadly had a chance to download it and put it in the stream, but we'll do that next week. I can't remember who it was. I know it was one of you that sent us something you finished. I just quickly saw it as I went past. So
and Sprugger wins all the points for Billy, Skitty Hoops and Egg on Toast.
It's 1973. It's Wednesday, and I'm having oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
Skitty Oops.
Spaghetti oops.
Very oops.
Spaghetti O's.
Yeah. Sergeant Bones says fried rice with leek and chicken gizzards. Ew. I don't like that. Chicken gizzards. That's like throats. So he's having chicken throat. Fresh garlic and bamboo shoots. Bench has a Festa printed manly mech. A hunchback from Mech Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of just eating chicken throats. That doesn't work for me. That must be
I
an
don't know where
American
you
thing.
are now. I've got completely lost.
Just look at the word gizzard.
Yeah, I can't see gizzards.
I've never actually said the word gizzard on the internet.
Oh, there you
before.
go. I found it.
It's the one just above Red Len who says belly duck breast with cherry sauce. Cauliflower cheese, roasted bench. Cauliflower and cheese roasted. Bench and
Roast.
Beyond Hope has got reheated, undercooked oven chips with ketchup. And bench 5 sheets of expanded polystyrene to cut up and make a water rain for a necromunda.
Oh, necromunda. Nice. I am using the other day, about a week ago, I got some chips out the freezer to make some chips for dinner, and I put the bag down, and there's we've got the kitchen shelf there, and underneath is like a thing where we put all our pegs.
Yeah.
And what I do is you use some of the chips from the bag, and I'll grab a peg and I'll put it on the bag, and then I put it back in the freezer. I went to get a peg the other day, and I'm like, "What's all this stuff on top of the pegs?" There's a bag of chips that's been there for 2 weeks. It was moving. The things inside were moving. I had to go and put it in the food bin and didn't dare open it.
Okay, get model making tweezers.
Yeah. So you're getting old when you start finding like squishy, mouldy bags of frozen chips half in random places in the house. It's like, oh yeah, I'm getting old now.
It's usually finding all the frozen chips in the bottom of the freezer.
All the individual chips.
Individual chips with individual peas and carrots, and you can probably get a stew from the bottom of the freezer. Can't you?
Look, a random steak.
Yeah. Dave Cardboard's got a curious one: belly, chaff-inch noses, bench bits on sticks.
We're gonna have to get some. I think we're gonna have to get some clarification on that for the judges. I think.
I'm quite impressed with that one.
Yeah. Your bench turkey lips and
chaff-inch No.
Beef paws and turkey lips. Anders Ericsson says, and a weasel on a stick. Anders Ericsson says, Belly, no diet today. Have you guys heard of Swedish Julebord? Restaurants serving a buffet with all nice Christmas dishes. Eat until you burst. So, yeah, diet out the window.
Yeah.
Bench the usual Panzer IV because he's working on his big Panzer IV.
I reckon that Anders has been on a diet all year just for Christmas.
Well, if that's...
Yeah, then come Christmas, as a blowout, back on the diet till next Christmas.
Yeah, I think if I lived in a place where they had this Yule board, I'd do that.
Yeah, I assume they only do it at Christmas because it's Christmas dishes. So yeah.
Yeah.
Spruglu says chicken nuggets and chips with chicken gravy. I wonder why is everyone eating all this chicken all of a sudden? Yeah. It's very strange.
Stuart Hislop says repeat and rinse, but I don't know why.
Maybe going back to haircuts, but never mind.
Simon Payne asks, is there a lag north to south? Yeah, they still haven't got gravy down south yet in chip shops.
The M25, mate. They even paint all the roads around the M25 with little arrows going the north, and it's got like a little rain cloud on it.
Yeah, but don't forget when we come down, when you get to the big motorway signs, it says M1, M25, the south, abandon hope, all you who enter.
Yeah.
And if you're on the A1,
when you're coming north, there's usually like little smiley face icons when it says the north smiley icon. Yeah,
it's not a smiley face.
Yeah. All the ones I've seen just say the north, where all the cool people come from, and they have gravy as well.
See, I'd like to know where the line is between the north and the south.
North and south is Watford, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was Birmingham because that's in the middle.
It's got to be Watford Gap.
It's Watford, yeah. And in north of Watford is the bit where it all starts to turn pear-shaped.
Royston Vasey from there up. Isn't it?
I'm not convinced that like Birmingham is the north. I don't think Birmingham counts as the north. That's the Midlands.
It's pretty north.
I think you've got to get the other side of Birmingham, just to the tip of Birmingham, where Birmingham almost touches Manchester.
Hey, we'll have none of that kind of touching around here. Thank you very much. Show me on the map where Birmingham touched you.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, show me on the map where Birmingham touched you.
Beyond Hope says parents cleared out their chest freezers last year. Found a frozen duck bought in the last decade.
We cleared out a cupboard a couple of months ago just because we had so much nonsense like sauces and things, and I swear I found a jar of piccalilli from 2007. I decided it probably best just not to open it.
Well, going back to that about what you find in the bottom of your freezer. We used to sometimes have a meal sort of at the end of the month or the end of the year. We have freezer bottom scratchings. Whatever's in the freezer that we find and we clear out, we just have it.
Yeah, that's probably not good for you. Mark Scope says finish work late, so grab McDonald's on the way home. That's not enough information. We need to know exactly what you got from McDonald's.
Oh, you do realise that's going to make me go to McDonald's at 11:30 tonight now. God damn
Bench is a photo frame being turned into a tank base.
Nice.
We like recycling.
Yeah. Handy tip though, if you're making dioramas for your models, photo frames are a fantastic place to build a diorama on. Get yourself a little £4 photo frame from the local photo frame shop or wherever, art shop and thing, and you can build your diorama on the base. I do recommend getting some thick plasticky card to use as a base though. The stuff that comes in picture frames will soak up any water from plaster or anything you've used on the diorama and it'll bend. So get some really thick, what's that board that they use like the estate agents use on their signs? It's that stuff.
Yeah.
It's not foam core board. You can use that if you want.
It's not like it's not fiberboard. I can't think of the name of it.
No, it's like plastic stuff.
Corrugated board, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's like corrugated styrene, isn't it?
Yeah. But get some of that to throw the card thing out, unless you want to hang it on the wall, because it might be. And yeah, picture frame's great. I did the little skitter I did for eModels that you can see in the eModels cabinet. That was a picture frame. It cost me £4 from the local picture frame and nonsense shop.
Did you get a receipt?
No.
Well, you could do what I did in the cat video and just get a pack of balsa wood and make your own frame.
That's true. Eyeballs. Nonsense.
Mark Scope says Big Mac and banana milkshake.
Oh, Foxx says it's foam.
I'm afraid I don't do milkshakes.
No.
Mind you, the Coke's gone downhill. You can't get decent Coke in McDonald's anymore because it's all sugar-free stuff, and even the full fat, it's not the same. They've done something to it.
Other carbonated cola beverages are available.
Yeah.
Osric says, I have a tin of coconut milk which expired in 2009. I'm keeping it for posterity. So there you go. That's the new chat topic. What's the oldest thing out of date in your cupboard?
Go and have a look. Be quick. But,
I will go and get the oldest food stuff in this house. I'll go and get it for you,
Okay.
right there.
You're not going to come back with Mama Fox, are you?
I think mine might have been a pot of Andrews that was in the. Do you remember the cardboard tube they used to come in with a little plastic insert on the top? It was like, yeah. And it was rock solid as well. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of.
Oh, is he back?
He's
Hang
back,
on,
but he can't
let me
hear
plug
us
my
yet.
thing in.
He's not inserted his plug yet until
Talk amongst
he's not
yourselves.
wired up, so he can't hear us.
It's not a roast turkey from 2003 or something, is it?
In our house, we have a can, an original ring pull can
Ooh.
of cherry Coke
Oh, wow.
that I
Is
have
it still
deliberately.
fizzy? Shake it up.
Go on, open
Yeah,
it.
it's still
Open
fizzy
it, see what it
inside.
tastes
I have
like.
I have deliberately kept it. The date on the bottom is May 1988.
Impressive. That's the old shape Coke can as well. I'm impressed.
I used to get a can of cherry Coke on the way home from school every day from the little shop in our local bus station, and this was just when they started bringing in the new cans with the pop tops.
That's right.
And this was the last ring pull can in that shop.
Yeah.
So this may be one of the remaining cans of cherry Coke.
How many slashed fingers did you get as a child off of them?
All of them, yeah. So yeah, 1988 can of cherry Coke. Somebody beat that in chat.
That's impressive. I can't believe
Yeah.
it.
Phil Lewis says it's even printed backwards, so it's a collectible.
I know.
Yeah, that's Yerrick Coke.
Well, yeah, it's just interesting that you bought that and it ran out. Time expired in 1988. That was just when I was starting my second job.
Oh God, I was 2 years from leaving school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realised today, in a month's time, it'll be 30 years since I left school.
Oh.
That's terrifying.
I know.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, let's not dwell on that.
How time goes. It
Yeah.
really is.
Phil Lewis says Birmingham has never touched Manchester in that way.
Donald Mackenzie said he has submarine escape rations, barley sugar, boiled sweets from the 90s.
Oh,
Cool.
Submarine escape rations. Yeah, but they're going to be a bit soggy by the time you get to the surface, aren't they?
Dave Cardboard says he's got a kilo of weapons grade chili powder from around 2003.
oh.
Mark said in 1988 he'd been working 7 years then. Yeah, I've been at work 11 then. Yeah.
I don't get this, but Phil Lewis says I found a pork pie which said "Eat before the Munich crisis." I don't get that.
Oh dear.
I don't get that joke. According to Google, says Natalie Williamson, Coventry is the middle of England, but Northumberland is the middle of the UK. So take your pick.
Beyond
Everything-
come out with a good one that Birmingham and Coventry are the beige of England.
They are the Allegro.
yeah, the mustard Allegro. Yeah.
Dad says 1988. I'd been out of the army 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just finished his national service.
So Frank Tozier says he's also got some MREs. Dave Cardboard says somewhere near Ashley de la Zouche is reputed to be the furthest from any coast in the UK.
Ah.
It's not very good then. We can't just nip to the beach, can you?
Yeah. Tell you what, people are answering this in chat. So what were you doing in 1988? We have Mark says he'd been working for 7 years. Dad had been out of the army 10 years.
The fellow who says Allegro Estate.
Yep. Spriggley says he was a baby in 1988.
I'd have been just finishing school, or just a couple of years away from finishing school, like Fox.
I think I was finishing my 5th year, and I was about to start 6th form for my A levels. I think in 1988, because I left in 1990. So
I'm just wondering whether I'm trying to think whether British Leyland did make an Allegro Estate.
No, but I've just got to call Colin up because he's been typing in the chat.
Yep, somebody has put a comment in chat. Colin, look at him sat there like this. What, me?
Done.
Colin was getting ready to get married. Michael Jackerman had been in 1988. I'd been working 16 years and out of the RAF 6 years.
No. Blue says I was a baby then. Oh,
Donald McKenzie says 2nd year, so I guess 2nd year school. And Timber had been in his current job for 2 years.
I started his last year at uni, says Ickle Pete.
At least we haven't had anyone say I wasn't born yet.
Oh, they will. Now you've said it. I'll never forget. I started a job in an office, and I was doing the usual like 4 weeks of training. It's a call center job, and one of the girls in the group, bless her, she was absolutely useless, and she didn't last very long. She was useless. But when we all went round and said how old we were, I realised that I'd been working as a working man longer than she'd been alive.
No.
And I was like, yeah, no, I'm depressed.
Yeah, that makes you feel old. Yeah.
Yeah.
One person say I'm the same age as their granddad.
No.
Oh, there you go. Yes, they are coming in now. Natalie says Lewis will have been 4 in 1988. I wasn't even a thought in my parents' mind.
Oh, dear. Let's have a look. And if it's jumped, we've got a few that we missed.
Simon Payne says, I was setting fire to our landing, playing Cowboys and Indians, age 7.
I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, we do need to know that story, actually.
Yeah, we do need to find out more about that. Frank Tozier says, I've been out of the Navy for 2 years after 12 years in the Navy. Quino Man says, in 1988, I was sleeping. And Anders Eriksson says, I started my current work in 88 and got engaged to my wife. Oh.
Red Len had been married 2 years. He's been married 33 years. Yeah, I know. It feels good in the magic 30, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah, I think you guys have missed a few here. Stuart Hislop was at Art College in 88. Dave Cardboard, he started his first proper job down in that London. I like when somebody else says that London. I love that because I say that. I've yet to escape, he says.
Yeah, once you're in, you never get out. You do realise that.
Yeah,
that's because
out.
I've actually driven into. I don't know how I did it, but I had to drive into London once to deliver a model, and I drove back, and I didn't. Somehow I got back.
Yeah, you won't even drive to eModels because it's too far down the motorway.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, but this was cash in hand. So.
This might be why he doesn't do it because he drove into London and
yeah. Put him off. Put him off forever.
Phil Lewis says I was working as an armature winder. We need clarification on that one.
Armature winder. I know what an armature winder is.
Well, I need clarification on that one then.
Motors, isn't it?
I know. An armature winder and 12 months from getting married and becoming a dad.
Oh. Yeah, that's what you get with amateur winding.
Right, I've caught up with you guys now, so you guys can carry on.
Osric says, I was 11, so school.
School?
Rusting Customs was negative 15 years old.
Oh, get out. Banned.
Michael Jackman said he's 63 on Sunday.
Ooh.
Yeah. Happy birthday for
Happy birthday,
Michael.
You don't look a day over 63.
Yeah.
My wife was in the 3rd year of secondary school.
We need to go back up a little bit. Sprudley says 1988, the top sweet was the Blackjack.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have said the United biscuit because United biscuits were the dogs. They really
it's
were.
not sweet though, is it?
No. What was it? What was it? There was 2.
Yeah. Blackjacks and fruit salads. Oh.
Just going to say, what was the other one? It was fruit salad, wasn't it?
Fruit salad,
mate. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're really lucky, if you bought them in winter, you could bite them. They were hard. They weren't soft.
I really hope my missus ain't watching because I've just revealed I've got sustenance out in the show.
Oh dear.
Don't forget, of course, late 80s. We're talking Bazooka Joes and Jawbreakers.
The Curly Whirlies were out then.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Curly Whirlies were out in the 50s.
Yeah.
In the black and white days when you were a kid, Ted.
Yeah.
Sherbet fountains.
Sherbet.
Has this stash been in your room for the last 30 years?
It's not left the room in 30 years.
Now with sherbet fountains, do you actually try to suck the sherbet up through the licorice?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it never works, does it?
Never works, mate. You end up going like that and you get a big lump of sherbet. Like that. Yeah.
Redland says in 1988 I was married 2 years. It's 33 years this year. Nice one. And Gemma Williams says in 1988 I was in 3rd year of secondary school.
Yeah, I read that one.
Did you? Oh, okay. And Zazda says it's depressing when your schoolmates are grandparents.
Timber saw Prince at the NEC in 88.
Huh? Was it that long ago? Was Prince that long ago?
Well, Prince is still around now, isn't he? Sort of, but
Well,
yeah.
no, he's kind of dead.
Or was he still called Prince then? Or was it
Then,
called...
yeah, it would have been then, not thingy.
Beyond Hope says, started my first job in 85, so I was celebrating my 3rd anniversary in 88. Oh, and my 20th birthday, older, but still at the same place now.
George Taylor said he was a year away from graduating college in 88.
Philip Prime was 23 years old and working for 7.
Oh.
And Bob's asking what a cobbler is. What? Eh?
Cobbler.
What's that, a cobbler, did they?
Oh, yeah, makes shoes.
Shoes, yeah.
A cobbler made shoes.
Shoe repairer. Monkey 55500 was 20, worked for the council, but been a postman since 1999 and still love it.
I think you spelled his name wrong.
Now then, Monkey, do you still wear shorts in winter?
They have to, yeah, postman.
Is it a term of contract that you have to wear shorts in winter?
I think so.
Simon Payne comes up with a story of why he set fire to the landing. He said the Indians had flaming arrows and the cowboys had a cardboard fort. That may explain his current job working for special effects TV and film.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I was thinking it was either something going to be like that, or he tried to light a campfire on the landing.
Yeah.
So he kind of cook his beans.
Cook your beans. Gaz Vickers says, in 1988, I was 9 playing soldiers in the woods. Did you find forest porn? There's a question for anyone that grew up in the 80s. Yes.
TK's here. Hi, TK.
Hi, TK.
TK. We just talked about TK before and his decals.
Phil Lewis says, an armature in that context is the rotating part of a DC electric motor.
Ah.
Yeah. It takes skill to rewind them. Yeah, we used to send all ours off because we weren't skilled to do that.
Red Leno 8 says, I drove to Luxembourg to deliver a model. I didn't want to trust the post office.
Oh,
impressive.
Mark Scope says wham bars. I never liked wham bars.
I don't remember wham bars.
I remember them. They were like chewy, like hard.
No,
I didn't like them.
I don't remember. Is that where wham got the name from, perhaps?
No.
No.
Dave Cardboard says, when was Space Dust?
Always.
That must have been around there, yeah.
Oh, there was space dust. There was space dust. What else was that?
UFOs.
Golden nuggets.
Yeah, don't forget UFOs.
UFOs, yeah.
Yeah, UFOs. Space dust was around for a million. We used to have American cream soda, which was like a sherbet.
Yeah.
What was that other stuff that was coconut type? It was pirate tobacco or something, wasn't it?
TK says, in 1988, I was 10 and probably playing with Legos. No, you weren't. You might have been playing with Lego.
Yes, not Legos. I agree with Chris's point. There's no such thing as Legos.
I think we found Chris's pet hate. So every time we mention got myself some Legos, Chris.
Oh, no, it does me as well. It does. It's like there, and there, but even more like finickety. Let's have a look. People are actually. Somebody in chat is still in chat. It should be said. Typing Ian Jury.
Oh no! Someone asked me to do an impromptu version of Reasons to Be Cheerful, and I just
you typed it in chat.
I didn't want to interrupt.
In 1988, most people still couldn't solve the Rubik cube. Most people still can't solve the Rubik cube.
That's one of my claims to fame.
Off you go. Then it's locked on you. Go.
You want me to do one, dear?
Yeah.
I've got on a shelf somewhere. Hang about.
If
you tell me how to solve it.
Yeah, you've got to solve it though without taking all the stickers off.
I can still solve the Rubik cube.
Sit here doing my Rubik's cube while you're chatting.
How handy is that? They just happen to be there.
I'm just wondering if Colin's room is dedicated to the 80s.
Yeah,
it is, mate. It really is.
Now, Colin, you are not in at all allowed to take it apart and put it back together because that was cheating back in them days. It still is.
I won't be doing that.
Oh, do you know what? Just, Colin, do me a massive favour. Hold it up to the microphone because that sound of a Rubik's Cube, I haven't heard it since the 80s. Oh, there's that sound. Oh, the sound of a Rubik's Cube. The memories are coming back.
I remember loads of kids being on Blue Peter because they could do the Rubik's Cube in about 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, I've never been able to do it that quick, but yeah, it's just one of them things. I don't know why or how I managed to be able to do it. It's just something I did, and that was it.
Damn, son. I can hear it and it's giving me all the flashbacks.
I think what's happened tonight is that Colin has actually got all his mates to come on and raise the topics of Squeaks in the 80s and 1988, just so he could have all his...
Oh, mate, you should see the stereo system I've got. That's proper 1980s, mate.
Fake stick on wood.
Has it got Dolby? Has it got Dolby digital? Has it got Dolby sort of dials on it?
It's got them speakers. Do you remember them?
Oh dear.
I've got one of the little cubes, but I can never solve them.
Yeah.
That's cute. Off you go.
They're really difficult. I can't do that one.
I haven't got any such things
on the
because
eModels show then.
I've got a big one, but I don't.
the conversation was great, and then they all started doing Rubik's cubes and
I've
just went
seen
quiet.
Yeah.
I haven't got one.
Is this one of your ASMR video things?
Oh god, yeah. Just that sounds more like somebody priming a shotgun though.
Yeah, this is not a real Rubik's cube. It is a real Rubik's cube, but it's not made by Rubik's. I've got that one at work.
Yeah.
No, it's not got the same sound. Sprue Addict says fork handles. Fork handles. Sprue and Glue, Ted says rainbow crystals, Aztec gold chewing tobacco, brackets, coconut shreds.
That was it. Yeah, it was certainly something gold. It was like chewing tobacco. Yeah, it was.
Is that like a black and white days thing that none of us will remember apart from you?
No.
Paul Horner says rhubarb and custard candy sticks.
Yeah, I sort of remember them.
Frog Spawn says I can do the Rubik's Cube as well. Get a camera, get a microphone, come and join us.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do Rubik's Cube in like 43 seconds, I think was my record.
Really?
But that was, in 88 probably. It takes me a few minutes now. But
Beyond Hope says to Frog Spawn, a man's got to chew what a man's got to chew. That was a Texan bar, wasn't it?
Stephen Harris mentioned, going back to Colin's hi-fi, Technics made some cracking stuff. I remember Technics. I remember some of those stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one sat here.
I think Colin Drew's stuck in a time warp.
Old Akai AP M313 with linear tracking.
Oh. Whatever we talk about, somehow Colin's room has that exact thing.
I remember that time I had a bag with £1 million in it.
I was just about to say the same thing. Let's have a look. Zadster says still using my 1989 Technic separate system. And Sprue Glue says to Colin, sorry, Cole, we've been busted, bro.
Yeah, Zad said it was a brushed black alloy. Yeah, mine was brushed black alloy.
Yes. Gaz Vickers says chocolate fags. And just to clarify for any non-UK viewers, especially Americans, that means candy cigarettes.
Yeah, you had to peel the paper off. When the paper went soggy, you peel it off and ate the chocolate and then got another one out of the packet.
When my brother first went to live in the US in the mid-80s, he walked into a bar, like a kind of bar thing, diner thing, and he said, I walked in and it was full of basically, you'd think you walked into a YMCA concert. There was like a cop and a builder and like, they're all big meaty blokes, like there's builders and there's cops and he's like, and I walked in, he said, yeah, where's your fag machine? This is in the 80s in America, and everybody just stopped and he was like, what did I say? Where's your fag machine? Yeah, to explain in the end. Yeah.
I remember chocolate fags. Though. Remember the Camel packet. Camel
tobacco as well.
Yep.
I've ruined it. Oh.
Colin, are you peeling the stickers off?
No.
Yeah, we want to see your hands up above the camera, please.
I've just made one wrong move.
It's all gone to pot. Gaz Vickers says, oh yes, lots of it, the Dutch kind 2 Foxx. I don't know what you're talking about, what?
I don't know.
Because the last thing you said was chocolate fags. Let's have a look.
Shall we go and do the what's in store?
Yes!
Yeah,
before you do,
see if Colin's finished by the time.
Before you do, Chris,
I'll get there in a minute.
Let me do a refresh because you're both looking a bit pixely, you and Col. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Right.
There we go. I'm getting quite good at that now, especially when I don't have the camera right where the button is. Who's what's in store is it this week?
It's my what's in store this
I
week.
shall
But
watch.
well, before you lock it on me, do you want to do your? Because I got told off for doing the rotate drag thing wrong.
Okay.
So I'm not going to do that this week.
All right. Okay, it's what's in store. You know what this means, but if you've never seen the show before, we're going to go through a selection of random stuff in store. It's not that random. There is a theme, cunning theme. And basically, what you need to do is sit quietly, sit on your hands. Oh, what?
All done.
Yeah, but you had we don't know how you did it because you went under the camera.
we didn't see the magic happening.
No, I think you took it apart.
I think he probably got another one that he's already done. Here's one I prepared earlier.
Children's eyesight. I'll film it.
You could just do it up like that. Do it in the. I don't know. I think
How do you know you're not filming it backwards?
Yeah.
Good shout. Yeah. I thought of that. Cheers, Chris.
Anyway, yes. So it's there's going to be a theme to all the items that we show you in store, and what you do is sit quietly, sit on your hands, sit and watch, and as soon as you guess what the theme is, what we want you to do when Chris has finished showing you what's in store, he'll come back and he'll say, "What is the theme for today? Go!" And as soon as he says "go," you're the first person to get the correct theme in the chat will win an eModels mug. They might be out of stock, so you go onto a list to get one when they come back in stock. But you will win an eModels mug. Now, don't answer before he says go, otherwise we'll just laugh at you and point at you and ignore you completely. So don't do that. Wait till he says go. Now, there's always a lag between video and chat at this point. So before we do anything, what you need to do is hit the refresh button on your browser. It's up there if you're using Chrome. I don't know where it is on other browsers because they're rubbish, but it's up there on Chrome, probably. Hit the refresh button and then drag the slider across when it's refreshed so you make sure you're completely up to date. So refresh.
And drag.
Refresh. Oh, you didn't do it.
And drag. Yeah.
So yes, refresh and drag. And while you're doing that, I shall hand over to Chris, who will then start with you what's in store. Over to you, Chris, on the sports desk.
Indeed, it is. And yes, you can type it into the chat before I say go, but don't press enter. Don't press send. Get it all lined up, ready to go, and then as soon as I say go, not now, afterwards. You don't know what it is yet.
Can I
say go afterwards?
Type in chat, Chris.
You can type in chat, but you can't win. So no.
Yeah. Can I just point out as well that when Chris put the list up for us in the chat earlier today, I guessed it within seconds. The first time ever.
First time ever.
Time ever. And I still got it wrong, but I guessed it correctly.
Judging by my previous performance, it's a very easy one.
Yeah. If I got it right, it's really easy.
So I shall start sharing my screen. You should all be able to see that now.
I'll have to guess tonight because
I'm seeing that with my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The first one we have is an easy little one. Paint. A Vallejo, 17 milliliters. Game color, foul green.
Mm-hmm.
It's paint. It's green. It's lovely.
Yep.
You can thin it down and put it through an airbrush, but
you're going to lick it then.
You can lick it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No, eModels does not condone licking paint pots
because it will taste foul.
Yeah, Vallejo Game Color is their equivalent in inverted commas to the Citadel paints. They're brilliant for brush painting. You can use them for anything, but they are designed primarily for miniature brush painting. So if you are a brush painter, they are fantastic. And they're very similar to Citadel paints, but yeah, they are really, really nice paints.
Mm-hmm. Right, so that gave you a good start as to the theme. Second up is the brown panel liner, Gundam marker.
I've only seen one item and I've twigged what the link is.
Is that one word, Gundam marker? Or is
it's two separate words. It should be. It's Gundam marker.
Because it sort of looks like two. Get away with two or one in the. I don't know. Yeah,
it's a Gundam marker.
It's a Gundam marker.
These are designed for if you know your Gunpla, you can build Gunpla without painting them. A lot of younger builders will build Gunpla and not paint them. And they're ideal for if you want to do all your panel lining on your Gunpla but you haven't painted it, you can just go straight over the panel lines with these. It's an enamel based paint, so you can put it on there, give it 5 minutes, get a cotton bud damped with alcohol based thinners very carefully. Damp, not dripping, because alcohol will damage the plastic if you're not careful. And just moisten it a little tiny bit and you can wipe off any slips and blobs to just leave the paint in the panel line. Doesn't work so well over paint, but it works brilliantly if you're not painting it. Great for little details like that. And they're just, you can use them for other things as well. They're just the enamel markers, basically.
There we go. I'll let Foxx explain the third thing as well.
Really? Oh, I don't know about that.
You seem to be doing it quite well. This is the Revel 132nd Kiss End of the Road Tour truck gift set. So not only is it the kit with all the bits, it comes with paints and glues as well. They may not be great paints and glues, but they'll do the job. I'm expecting most of this is going to be huge vinyl decals as well. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope the decals and you don't have to paint them.
They are, because I've got the AC/DC one.
Ah.
Yeah, they are massive decals, mate.
Yeah, the glue's good. The Raffle contactor glue is fine. You might want to provide your own paints though, because they're not the best.
Yeah, so you can throw the kit away and keep the glue.
And the paintbrush. The paintbrush will be not that good.
Oh, it's not a double-ended paintbrush, so yeah.
There is that, yeah.
If you give them a good clean with some brush soap before you get using it, they're actually quite good. Those brushes, handy little brushes.
There we go. So yes, lots of bits in there. The lightning and fire is not included in the pack.
Flames not included.
You have to do your own special effects.
What's in the blurb, Chris? Does it tell us what we get?
In the blurb, it says, after an unbelievable 45 years, the legendary band Kiss end their active time on stage during a 3-year world tour, End of the Road. With the tour truck model kit, Raffle honours this world-renowned hard rock band. After an unbelievable 45 years, the legend. I don't know why we're saying it again. It's got the same thing written twice.
I didn't mean that bit. I meant the actual features of the kit, but never mind. Moving on.
Well, it's a one-piece cabin. It's easy to assemble. Chrome-plated rims and exterior mirrors. Water slide pictures with current logos of the End of the Road World Tour. Adhesive and basic colours included.
Awesome.
So yes, lots of. This is just the same pictures that I've already been through, so we'll go through them again. It's a truck. It's got Kiss on it.
Yeah.
There you go. All the words.
In truck.
Right. Fourth in our list is the Raffle 135 Tiger 3 Ausf B. I don't know what that bit means. What's that? It means something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's Tiger 2 Type B.
Type B. Okay, there you go. So it's a 2B or not 2B. That's the. It's the Henschel turret version. So it's got a different turret to normal, I assume. I don't know.
The high school turret. There's a Porsche turret as well.
Okay, there we go. You would have someone who knew something about it.
Perhaps Sergeant Bones or somebody else in chat that speaks German could explain what Ausf is short for.
So yes, there we go. I quite like the camo. It's different. Not often you get sort of reds in camos.
Yeah, it's the late war European colour
not that one.
scheme, I think.
Yeah, I think Michael's saying King Tiger, so could it mean king?
No, Ausf B means it's type. It's sort of type B, but it's Ausf something. It's short for something. It's a short Ausf
version.
Well, Sergeant Bones, when you need him, he suddenly disappears.
And
God damn it, Sergeant.
in Ausführung equals Mark.
Oh yeah, Ausführung means Mark. There you go. So it's Mark B.
Mark B.
Yeah.
Type 2 Mark B.
Thank you, Anders. Ausführung. Why can't they just type Ausführung? I like that word.
Yeah,
Ausführung.
it's longer and harder to say.
I love German, so I wish I could speak it. It sounds so fantastic.
You could always learn.
No, I'm too old now. I haven't got the brain plasticity.
Yeah. Sergeant Bond says technically it should be Tiger 1 Aus of B. It means Aufsprung, and obviously means version or mark.
Ausführung. The best way to speak German is just loudly.
Yeah, shouting. It works for most languages.
I saw a thing once that said, "This Valentine's Day, tell someone that you love them, but shout it in German so they also understand that life is scary and confusing."
That was the fourth thing. The fifth and penultimate item in today's What's in Store is the Rodin 148 Cessna L19 01 by the looks of it. Bird Dog.
Bird Dog.
I don't know.
Built a Bird Dog, but
I know there was a cartoon of Cat Dog, but Bird Dog's obviously different.
I'm sure it should be DAWG, like Chili Dog.
Dog.
Bird Dog, Chili Dog.
Well,
Chili Dog's always barking.
So.
Chili Dog's always barking.
And the detail on that is that it's the Rodin 148 Cessna L19 01 Bird Dog.
TK says Schmetterling.
I don't know why though. What does he say?
It means butterfly.
Okay.
Because I was saying about how German's brilliant, and
yes,
he says, "Yeah." And
it
they've got
doesn't sound like it should be butterfly.
Yes, Schmetterling.
Right, so there we go. That's that one. The last one today. So I'm sure you all know what the theme is already, but just to
I thought
really
I did, but I
drum it home, we have the Hasegawa North American P-51D Mustang eggplane.
Oh yes, I might know
number
what it is.
7 in the eggplane range. it's a cubey little cute.
Number 7.
Number 7.
I don't know why I
So
don't know
do
why I
your
did
checkout, please. Yes.
Cashier number 7, please. I just felt compelled to do a bit of
You
jazz.
want to
Jazz
be
Clem.
that person in the post office, didn't you?
Yeah. He wants a
Cashier number
side gig.
4. Well, didn't somebody tell us last week, either in here or in this show or in one of my shows, that they actually know the person?
Yeah.
Someone knows someone who did it. Yeah.
Yeah, we know someone who knows the person that did the cashier number 4, please.
Oh yes, it was.
Don't they have to do
not
it?
last week's live stream. The week before, wasn't it?
I'm assuming they'd have to do it live all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever the shop's open.
Yeah, I think that 9 o'clock they're coming to an office somewhere in the middle of the country.
Oh, Simon Payne says it was me. I know him.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Simon Payne is our hero, basically.
Now, hang on, though. It was me. I know him, isn't it? Isn't it?
No, it was me that you were talking about. I know him.
Yeah,
Oh,
Simon
right.
Payne was the one that said I know him. Zadster says about Schmetterling, he says anything called Schmetterling has to involve steel rivets and rust and hydraulics.
Right, so that's your selection for what's in store. It's an easy one this week because Foxx got it, so it must be an easy one.
I got it in
back through them
seconds.
again quickly. We have the Vallejo game color, Val Green, the brown panel liner, Gundam marker from Mr. Hobby, the Revel 132nd Kiss End of the Road tour truck gift set. Another Revel. We have the 135th Henschel Turret Tiger 2 Ausf-B.
Ausführung!
Ashley.
The Rodent 148th Cessna Bird Dog. And Katagawa North American P-51D Mustang Eggplane. So I shall stop sharing. I shall come back in the room.
1, 2, 3, back in the room.
Hello. What's today's theme? Go.
Don't forget though, anything you've seen tonight, slap it in your basket.
Yes, we don't know how many of those things they've got in stock. So if any of them tickle your fancy and you really want one, get it in your basket straight away, and then
it's not yours till you check it out.
Exactly. Need to work on the speed of it there, but yes. Yeah, don't hang around till the end of the show. Get it out your basket straight away, because then if somebody else can buy it from under you, they might have one in stock. So.
Yes.
Has anybody got it yet?
I missed doing that last
yes.
week.
I shall give it to the first person that says anything vaguely associated. Mark Scope says Ted's chicken.
Bring it in.
Oh, he's filling up now. He's getting flashbacks.
Bring it all back.
Well, I thought we should memorialise
I'm sure I'm just
model
getting a
making
bit of
chicken
an
in some
appetite.
way. So yes.
I'm just happy that I got one of Chris's. I'm like,
Yeah, so well done, Mark. Send a quick email to ted@emodels.co.uk. The address is up there. And just say that you won and you've won a mug. Just put in the title you've won a mug, and we'll send your details off to the guys at eModels, and they will send you one out. Either if they're in stock, they'll send you one out, or if they're not, they'll put your details to one side for when they do come back in.
Yeah, I don't need to go through them. Everyone got it this week, haven't they? You don't need explaining on this one, so yeah.
I thought I spotted it when you did the game colour game. Is that right?
No,
Game.
that was foul.
You don't need to explain now.
I obviously do need to explain because Ted got the wrong thing.
Oh.
But yeah,
Mind you, then again, I thought the tank was a red herring because I couldn't get it, and then he went, "Oh, Henschel turret." Oh yeah. So I got the answer right, even though I got the individual ones wrong.
Oh well, I'm totally wrong then, but I still guessed it. I'll watch it back. I might get it later.
shall I? We got time. I shall share once more.
Yeah.
Go on,
and
then.
nip back through just to.
Yeah. In the meantime,
Just to
before the
please
chat goes
everybody.
up, I'll just say Creepy013 says, "Hi guys from Gary in Australia."
G'day, bro.
Good day, bro.
G'day, bro.
Yep.
Right, the Vallejo game colour I picked because it's foul green, and I know it's spelt differently, but it's
Foul.
It's foul.
Yep.
Right.
It's what green?
Foul green.
Foul. It says it on there. Look, foul.
As in bird. Foul.
yeah, it's foul, isn't it? It's foul.
Yeah. Use your words, Ted.
I can't see it because my camera's in the way. I've got to look around the camera.
Obviously the brown panel line because the chicken was brown flavour.
Brown
If you
chicken.
remember, somebody asked once Ted what kind of chicken it was, and Ted said brown.
Yeah.
What kind of chicken is she? Brown.
We have the end of the road because obviously chickens and roads, chickens and roads have got to go together.
I get the link that I
End
get
of the
that one
road.
now.
That's probably the cruelest one in the whole.
We have the Henschel. It's not like model making chicken died from crossing the road. That
No.
would have been worse. we have the Henschel turret.
Can I just point out that anybody who's not a regular viewer, maybe watching for the first time, will be like, "What the hell is going on? I don't want
Yeah,
this to
it doesn't really work. The Cessna is obviously the bird dog,
Bird
and it's an egg plane, so you can't,
Egg.
you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
So-
there anybody in chat who watching who doesn't know who Model Making Chicken was? Do we need to explain that to anybody? I don't think we do.
Yeah,
We did a thing at the start.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's bringing a lump to my throat. Yeah, I think it's actually a bit stuck. I think it's a bone, but yeah.
It's not good. Eat some bread.
Beyond Hope says to Red Len, because of rest in pieces, and Red Len, Beyond Hope says, when you say rest in pieces, do you mean nuggets?
Oh,
But
it's
100%
sad.
Bob, 100% Bob says ducks. I hate ducks.
Bird fowl, is that like a badge of farts? Says Qualamon.
Sergeant Bone says Henschen means chicken in German.
Oh.
Does it actually, or is he just making that up?
Well, it was Henschel, I think, actually, not Shen.
Okay,
But-
Henschel.
Yeah.
See, and the other thing was, not only did I not get the fact it said hen in the title of that, when I thought it wasn't a red herring, it's because the description had the word hatch. And I thought, oh, it's the word hatch halfway down this bold block of text that nobody's going to see, not the word hen.
Yes,
in the title.
I work on so many different levels.
Yes.
Zadster
Sergeant-
says the egg plane is cute. Yes, we'll slap it in your basket now because it might not be there later.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't know how many they've got. Sergeant Bones then gives the correct spelling, which is Hanschen, which is Henschen. H with an A with an umlaut over the top, which is hen. So, chicken.
When I was watching this show last week on my phone, I was dying to say, slap it in your basket.
Natalie Williamson says it must have been easy tonight because normally I don't have a chance at guessing Chris's what's in store.
Yeah. Yeah, because like last week when we were doing it, it was like, because Ted wasn't here, we were almost kind of going, insert it into your carriage device.
Yeah, it kind of.
Take your comestibles to the counter. It's not the same, is it, when Ted doesn't do it?
Yeah, it's not yours until you have paid for it.
Not yours till you check it out.
Brew
you
and
mean.
Brews put in model chicken, question.
Yeah.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. I don't know where that just came from.
That sounded
Sorry.
so creepy.
Yes. Next. I won't do it again.
No, best not. There we go. Mark
Michael Jackerman.
has emailed Ted. So is that it was? Did you win? I forgot. It was a long time ago.
we've blinked since then. Michael Jackerman says, I assume he's talking about his cat. He says, Tigger Pilchard is looking rather full and smug. Guess his favourite food.
Yeah, the cats will be at peace now. They won't get pestered by the chicken anymore.
Yeah, because model making chicken is now up in the big chicken coop in the sky, stealing the food from all the cats up there, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no more scaring the postman like that picture you saw right at the start. That was model making chicken hiding in the hedge.
You're not going to have anyone now to find your photo etch parts because model making chicken did find that gauge from the sub.
Yeah, it did.
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah, you see, you can't lose any little parts now.
You can't lose them bits of photo etch now, mate. Because
No.
Yeah.
Then again, on the same token, he's not going to lose them bits of photo etch because that was model making chicken that made them all disappear in the first place.
yeah, of course.
Swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah, but on the downside, who's going to do the spiders?
Yeah.
Who's going to get the spiders?
Beyond Hope tells me that my hooded claw was more like Silas Greenback from Danger Mouse. Stiletto. I can't do I can't do Silas Greenback. Stiletto.
Mike Scope says he's going to christen the mug with some chicken soup.
Oh yes. Or some chopped up egg in a cup. Ooh, nice. 2 hard-boiled eggs, chopped up, loads of butter, bit of salt and pepper. Ooh,
Paul Homer says you can't say slap it in your basket while talking about a deceased chicken.
chicken in a basket.
Chicken in the basket.
No.
The days of chicken in the basket would go right back to the 80s, don't we?
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to
Basket.
I'm not going to read Sprue and Glue's comment out because it might get Chris in trouble again.
What do I do now? No,
Oh, yeah.
no, don't read that. Don't even
Chris
look at that.
Chris
Gemma, don't
Belchin.
read the chat. Stop reading the chat now.
Chris Belchin says, "What is model making chicken?"
Yeah. I thought you would have known who model making chicken was, Chris, but
Yeah, not is the wrong tense to
It
use.
was.
For...
yeah.
And you may have to explain a little bit. To
Natalie
Chris.
Williamson explains further down. Says Chris, model making chicken was Ted's chicken. It was. Yes.
Yep, she even appeared on the stream a couple of times.
Yeah. she sadly missed, and she was nicknamed Model Making Chicken by this lot in here. And she sadly passed away at the weekend after 10 years, long and hard service at the under the workbench or on the workbench or
In the sun, in the doorway, where it was warm.
remember the time that came back to the chair in the workshop, she laid an egg on it.
Good. You kind of have to get in the habit of checking chairs before you sit down, just in case. Because she used when you had they only had the Ted shed. She used to sit in the doorway, didn't she, where the sun was, where it was all warm.
The original Ted shed with the back at the other house was a bit of a sun trap, and she used to sit in the door with the feathers, wings all out, lying on the floor, and then she'd come in and either sit on the workbench and watch what was happening, or if I'd get up, she'd sit on the chair. So she came back one time and she'd laid an egg on the chair.
Stu Pot says, Nightle, got to go. See you next time. You might not want to go yet because we've got a thing that we might have given away. So you might win it.
Yeah, you might win it. Don't
win it.
Well, it is getting on there for that time. It is past our bit,
10.
past the watching hours. So yeah, have we got anything else than Foxx?
I'm not doing it.
I have it here as well, actually. Yes.
Oh well.
While Chris cues that up, Ted, just very quickly, do you think everyone should have a chicken as a pet instead of a cat or a dog?
I think everybody should have a chicken in their life somewhere.
Yeah.
But there is a question: the pooping.
Yep, pooping.
How do you avoid the pooping? You can't house train a chicken, surely.
No. Yeah. Usually, you sort of. How could you put it? You wait till they've gone before. Well, our chicken just used to run in the house, and sort of you find it sat watching the TV. But yeah, usually
I was waiting for the. No, it's all right. The chicken doesn't mind.
A tip would be to have wooden floors.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, clothe yourself in wood.
Yeah. Wooden floors are easy to clean. But if you have a chicken, get a chicken in your life. Yeah, there are peaceful creatures. And they provide eggs as well.
And they catch the things
and
that we won't talk about.
They catch some things. Right, so there's still time. You can still go and join in the potential prize giving away-edness that we're going to be doing very shortly. Have a look at last week's video, put a comment on it. I don't remember what it was about.
I think it was about
cats and dogs.
It was interesting facts about dogs because dogs are awesome. Explain why dogs are better than cats. I think
dogs. Oh yes, I've just been flicking through and there's lots of mentions about cats and dogs. So yes,
but at this stage, just any comment about anything.
Yes, put a comment on and
family friendly.
You may win.
Chris Balchin says chickens have amazing personalities, don't they? They do have amazing personalities. Talk to you and listen to you and follow you around. Beyond Hope says somebody needs to invent diapers for house-ready fowl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do know that somebody had invented sunglasses for chickens.
That'd be good.
Yeah, you can actually buy sunglasses for chickens. Well, not sunglasses, but the red lenses, the red glasses that go over their eyes. So,
cool. Is that when they're doing welding?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they get welding flash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Were you adjusting there, Chris, for a second?
I was, yes. TK just said I was glowing.
You did appear to be a bit... I don't
think he meant in a nice way. I think he meant in a camera-affecting way. It's because I've been sharing my screens and...
Yeah, you did appear to be bioluminescing there.
The settings got distracted again. So now I've sorted that out, I'll start sharing my screen again.
Yes. Anyway, last week when we were about to do this...
Right, I shall share a screen. I have an application here of the prize that you could have won, or could still win.
Yes.
It's one of them.
Here's what you could have won.
It's a puppy dog with some other stuff.
A nice little friendly puppy dog with a man. The Israeli police team officer with dog.
Leash not included.
No, it isn't for some reason.
Some modification required.
Yeah, you might need to add your own.
Yeah, maybe he's slipped the leash and he's just about to pounce on someone. That's how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. That's what you could still win. You can build and paint your own dog and probably a man as well.
What's this? Is this 1/16?
This is 1/16. Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fair old size, isn't it?
Yeah.
A correct detail of uniform, armament, and equipment, and dog.
Sprue and Glue says, "Can we swap the dog for a chicken?" You can scratch build a chicken. You could put a chicken on the dog's head.
Build your own chicken.
Yeah, put chicken under the store.
That's one of them Lindbergh kits, isn't it? Lindbergh 1-to-1 scale half chicken or something.
Yeah. Right.
Moving on.
I'm wondering, can I do? Is that it? That's it.
Yeah.
I've done that. This is the video.
I like the way we always try and find the most embarrassing frame.
Yeah, it's just randomly come up at that frame. Honest, I didn't just look for it and find that.
Colin's playing the invisible saxophone again.
So down the bottom there, you have the comments. I won't go through them now because we might pick the winning one, and we want to read it out twice. So I have the random comment picker that I like to use randomly. I shall copy the thing. I haven't used this one for a while. It's all disappeared.
It's all on the other side, isn't it?
It's over here. Random YouTube URL.
Adverts.
LU read. Filter duplicate users. So it doesn't matter how many times you've entered. You only get the chance to win once.
Close the advert, Chris.
That one there. There it is. I'll get rid of that.
Thank you.
Yes. So if you haven't done it now, you can still do it, but you can't do it when I click this button now. So we have 25. Not so many people entered for this. What's wrong with? Do you not want to win the puppy dog?
Surely everybody wants a puppy dog.
I shall stop seeing ads by start the raffle.
I think this Christmas everybody will be trading puppy dogs in and getting chickens.
Could be, yes. I shall start the raffle and pick a random winner. So are you ready, everybody?
Yeah, everybody stand by for action.
This is the one that's got flashy things. It makes names appear. So if you see your name, it means you haven't won because it hasn't stopped on it. There we go. The winner is Shadowland Scale Models, who says dogs are cool.
Which is correct.
So there we go. Yes, dogs are indeed cool.
Yep.
Shadowlands, you have won. I shall stop sharing my screen because we're done with that, and then I'll glow for a little bit until I can find the right window to turn off my glowing. Yes. So
when's it due, Chris? You've got that glow about you.
I do. I feel, yeah.
All motherly.
Yes, Shadowland, you have one. I've seen you in the chat, so I'm sure you're there still. Send an email to ted@emodels.co.uk.
I'm pointing up there, but I'm not.
Tell us you've won the puppy dog, and if you can put in the item number, which is #16102.
I shall put that in chat for everybody. #1610. What was it?
Should
I've already forgotten.
That would be the easiest way of doing it.
Go on, then you do it then, because I've got
16 makes it easier for us.
102.
Yeah.
I'd have to wake my keyboard up. So
that is the number.
Yeah, it's just that we're too lazy to look it up and send it across to Gavin. So if you could do it, we could just follow.
Yeah, we won't bother doing things like that.
Yeah, make sure you put it in the title of the email, because then what we can do is we'll see in the inbox that's just say I've won this, and then whatever, and we can forward that straight onto the guys, and they'll get it sent out to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
if you put it in the title, Ted can see it amongst the sea and morass of other emails.
Yeah, that spam, all the spam email that I get. Because
we seem to get a lot of mails about flags. You notice that we keep getting emails from a flag company. I don't quite know why.
And companies that want to bring you, want to improve your
in-out sticking was one of them.
My latest one seems to be stair lifts. I don't know whether the missus has pulled a gag on me and read all these places. She'd do.
I keep getting ones saying, "Hey, we offer SEO services for your website that's already on the internet that we found through a Google search. So why are you offering me SEO services?"
What I would tell you not to do is join the Caravan and Motorhome Club, because they send the magazine through monthly, and that is just full of stair lifts, health insurance, big slippers.
Nothing wrong with big slippers, right?
Oh, big slippers, yes.
Big slippers are lovely.
Yeah, that's the same page as the energy suit.
The energy suit. Oh, big slippers.
Yeah. Do you remember the comb you used to get that used to cut your hair? Do you remember that?
Oh God, you've gone all JML on us, haven't you?
Have you got one in the cab behind you?
This gadget, it was like a zigzag thing with a razor blade on the back of it, and you used to comb your hair with it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you want things to help you out of the bath, trousers with stretchy waistbands, big slippers. Join the Carolina Motorhome Club, and they send you a magazine full of every
Oh,
month.
yeah. I can forward you some lovely emails of registered all the places. Keep sending me them. Over 50s pension plan. That's another one I get.
Pension plan.
Right. Well, it's getting on for the witchy now. So good. Well done to Channel and Scare Models who see you in chat this evening. Well, good done. And yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, I'm back. I've lasted the length of a live stream anyway. Apart from some coughing and things, and other things, but
Coffee? What?
Coughing. So we'll leave it for now until next week. But yeah, but thanks for joining us. I'm totally stuck now.
It's been a little while, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think what it is, I'm just filling up at the thought of model making chicken now.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the what's in store, but I thought that you needed a memorial.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, I have to read this out because I get told off if I don't. Chris Belchin says, by the way, Foxy, I was rudely called away before. Hi, Foxy's mum. All our love. Your worldwide fan club. Shake that tickling stick. And Colin's in chat.
Yeah, someone asked, is that the reason for the hat nowadays? No, I've always worn the hat. It's just my bald head messes with the white balance and blinds. So
every time he takes his hat off into my earphone, I can hear.
Likes the hat wobble. See, that's what it is.
Do the hat wobble. There you go.
Simon Payne says, cashier number guy says hi to all. We need to get him on to do some voiceovers, won't we?
Oh! You know what we should do? Get him to do like item number 4, like just for what's in store.
Item number 1.
Simon Payne is now the coolest person I know because he knows the guy that did the cashier number thing. Simon Payne, you are the coolest person I know right now.
You just think you can just hear it now. Slap it on in that. Slap it on.
It would be good. Now, what's in store?
Item number 4, please.
It's not yours until you check it out.
Oh dear.
Where can we go from here?
I don't know. I think Pete Mate's panicking now because he's thinking, I'm not going to pay some actor. What? I'm not paying royalties. He does say, I'll see what I can sort. Oh, that'd be hilarious. We can't pay him, so.
I bet I get asked for lots of things like that.
Yeah.
Just at the time, because we all know that we've got to get summons by the teacher for last week's shenanigans.
Yeah, we get the we get the what's called the traditional Jack Meadows. Let's rephrase it. Telling off afterwards.
Yeah.
He might have forgotten about it by now.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, I just might be too emotional to do it today.
Okay.
That's the gin though? That's different kind of emotions. That's tired and emotional.
I couldn't show you last week because I was on screen, but I've got a glass. I've got a nice gin glass that says gin, so I know what's in it. I'll fetch you next week.
So there can be no confusion.
There can be no confusion with one of my whiskey.
That's good naming criteria. That I like that.
Yeah.
Well, what he's going to do is he's got that, but then he's gone round all the other glasses, cups, beakers, and mugs and written "not gin" in Sharpie. So every cup or vase or any kind of container, like cereal bowl, not gin.
Yeah, flowers only, not gin. Right. Well, we'll leave you for tonight, but thank you very much for watching this episode that's been dedicated to model making chicken. And on that note, we'll leave you with some pictures just to remind you of all about how model making chicken brightened our lives throughout the model making career.
Yeah.
Well, thank
God
you
bless her and all who sail in her.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Stay behind. Just stay on. Don't dash off straight away. Just have a look at the pictures to remind yourself what model making chicken was all about. But until next week, everybody, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Adios, amigos.
Bye.